Every computer has a unique internet address called an IP address. And every website is running on a computer, and this computer has its unique internet address, the IP address. To find an IP address, you can launch a terminal and type the command ping space with the IP address. For example, perhaps you're interested where is google.com, what is Google's IP. And when you run this command, it will give you 4 digits, which is the IP address of the computer of google.com. So you can copy that IP address and find out more information online. Now, with any IP address you can do this, and with any website you can find out more information. For example, you can find out where is this computer running. For example, using a tool called IP2location. So ip2location.com. Click try demo. And it will take for a moment to run. We'll paste it into the computer, click lookup, and it will tell you, okay, this computer of Google is running in the US, in California, Mountain View. It gives you GPS coordinates, tells you the internet provider, so Google is its own provider, and some other information about the actual location of the IP address. So this works for any IP address. For example, let me clear the screen here. Type another website. This can be any website in the world. For example, udemy.com. We copy the IP address and we'll paste it in and click lookup. So you'll see this website or this computer is also running in the US, also in California. They use Cloudflare as IP, and you can find some general information. Now, really this works for any IP address, so with anything, any website. So of course that, let's take a non-American website. So copy the IP address. We'll paste it in, look up, and it will tell you where this computer is running. So apparently the BBC website is also running in the US. They use Fastly as provider. It tells you some more. Apparently they are near San Francisco. And it tells you some general information about where the computer is running. So you can easily find the geolocation using a website like this. Now, of course, there is many different services like that. So if I search IP2location, you can find more information. Now, you can also find your own IP address, for example, on whatismyipaddress.com. If you open that one, it will show your own IP address. Now, given any IP address, you can also check if the IP is blacklisted. So there's many services that check if any IP address is blacklisted for email traffic. So for example, if we check this IP address, so this is dnschecker.org/IP blacklist checker. And if I check in blacklists, you'll see that this one is actually not blacklisted from email spam lists. You'll see, actually on this server, BBC is blacklisted, but most of them don't block email traffic from BBC. So that's another thing you can do. You can also check if the IP address is blocked in, for example, China or some other country, because there's websites that let you check if a certain website is blocked or a certain IP. For example, we take this IP address and paste it in. Let's see, this IP address is not visible from China. And there's different services that do that. Now, I don't know exactly how reliable they are. But you can also check if the website is, for example, blocked in China or some other geolocation that does a lot of censorship. So that's another thing you can do with an IP address. Now, if you have an IP address, you can check if that IP address is online or offline. For example, we typed the ping command before, and we would type any IP address, for example, this one. And if we press enter, you'll see it gets reply. So that means that computer is actually online. It is running somewhere in the world. If you don't get any reply, so let's pick another number that maybe doesn't exist. Okay, that one exists. Let me just pick a random. Okay, I'm finding a lot of computers that are online. Okay, so for example, this computer. So a computer with this address is not online. We don't get any reply. So with the ping commands, you can check if an IP address is online or offline as well. So if the computer is turned on.